Now, if you're considering doing this, don't do this because this is a huge mistake and for the following reasons. Should you lose fat first, or should you gain muscle first? Now, I can't tell you guys how many times I've gotten this question, as well as some of the interesting beliefs and myths that come along with this. So let's get into it. So to answer the question, if you're trying to build a lean, muscular, and athletic physique, then the best thing to do is do them both at the same time. And I'll give my reasons throughout this video as to why. But first, what we want to do is look at the route that most people take, which is trying to do cardio first and then trying to build muscle afterwards. Now, if you're considering doing this, don't do this because this is a huge mistake and for the following reasons. So the first reason why is that you're going to spend a lot more time trying to reach your goals doing them separately. And let's face it, nobody wants to spend any extra time or stress, especially when you're just starting out. Now, the second reason is that building muscle is actually going to help you to lose weight. And how this works is that once you actually build muscle, your body is going to require more calories in order to sustain that muscle, which means that you're going to be able to consume more calories, which is therefore going to help you in your weight loss. And the third reason is that if you're not doing any sort of resistance training while you're doing your cardio, you are in fact going to lose muscle and you're going to find a hard time rebuilding that muscle once you actually lose the weight. Now, this leads us to the first myth, which is that building muscle is extremely easy and losing fat is extremely difficult, and this is just not true. If you ask any bodybuilder or resistance training athlete, they're going to tell you that building muscle is an extremely slow and difficult process, and it's not something that comes overnight and it takes time. Myth number 2 is that weightlifting burns more calories than cardio. Now, there is some sort of truth to this myth, and I'll explain what I mean. So if you take 30 minutes of weightlifting versus 30 minutes of cardio, 30 minutes of cardio is going to burn more calories than the weightlifting. However, like I mentioned at the beginning, is that weightlifting can be seen as like a long-term investment. So once you actually build muscle, then your body is going to require more calories in order to sustain that muscle, therefore helping you with the weight loss. And myth number 3, and definitely my favorite myth, is that fat can be converted into muscle. Now, I wish this is how it worked, but unfortunately, this is not how the human body works, and we have to understand that fat is fat and muscle is muscle. Fat is made by consuming more calories than what our body burns, and it's stored in the body as fat. And muscle is developed by resistance training, breaking down the muscles and giving it time to recover, as well as supplying it with food and supplements in order to rebuild. So now let's do a recap on all this information. So, doing cardio and resistance training at the same time saves you a lot of time and headache. And number 2, building muscle can be seen as a long-term investment, helping you burn fat in the future. The first myth is that losing fat is extremely difficult and gaining muscle is extremely easy. The second myth is that weightlifting burns more calories than cardio. And the third myth is that fat can be converted to muscle. If you guys enjoyed this, give me one of these and share it with anybody else who you think would benefit from it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.